Hi, I'm Dean Carson. This is a quick outreach video. It's for the boards, directors, senior executives, and the management and the development of staff lines. Dean Carson CPA is a broad line of global economic research. Now in its 7th year, working with integrated lines of economic, legal, financial, technology, and cross-sector research. It's a lot to speak about, and there's a lot of value in those lines. But it's from the core financials, from the pillars of accounting, taxes, regulatory compliance within those types of industries, and managerial analysis, which should be happening in any space, regardless of the size of an entity, entrepreneurial, SME, or Fortune 500. You've got value at work in your entity. Your value works in context to economic principles. You've got two key needs. One is growth. You want to find ways to grow or to optimize, or risk management. And those will change across sectors, how you do that, or what specific points are relevant to you. Of course, that's relevant to your industry, relevant to whether you're an industry, NGO, nonprofit, governmental line, but there's always some point. We've got a strong map that's a template that can go right to where you are. Think about key needs in relation to you and who you are and where you are. Your needs to support the chain of governance, risk, and compliance, which is the duty of the boards and directors and corporate governance. Senior executives to work with the leadership lines. You've got to work with growth and risk too, to think about where in the field can I help grow, find new clients, or support my societal mission if you're NGO, nonprofit, or if you're government, the delivery of services, which for me is about the optimization of resources. Financials are not the end-all, be-all in that position, but they're certainly the way you work with management, accounting, project ranking, and finances to get the teamwork in order for whatever that specific channel would need. It might be to feed people, it might be to inspire growth, it might be infrastructure, it could be energy, it could be a lot of things in that capacity. Backing up, so you come to the board lines, we come from a perspective which is wealth management plus financial services, investment banking, insurance, and that experience of 22 years is a really good experience that we've taken as evolving on CFA path, as having a passion for quant, economic, and legal education, thinking about there's a broad ball of this global economy in motion. It's got global and domestic lines. The domestic lines, it's got these drill downs to the national, to the multi-state, to the state, to the regional, to the local, all key points that we need to understand your operating environment. And you may very well have a dynamic that's international or multi-dimensional, where you're dealing with different regions, and we've got a map that deals with many different points, thinks about your value and context, and is prepared to go in at a top point to work for strategic analysis points and operations, or to drill down and go into a segment of line and say, you have one concern, this concern is specifically this point in the line, and how will we help? That might be HR, might be HRIS, because we believe there are deep challenges in those lines that are causing friction in the economy and are taking away from you a value opportunity to receive more efficient labor, which can help the spend value of your dollar in an entity, or in other lines, because we think right now it's a little bit of a rub point with the communication lines between HR tech or vendor tech and getting the people that are out there into work. We know from experience that there's complications in those lines. We know that you can get better value out there. But it's just one of many points. You've got the tax points that you're worried about. You've got the compliance points in specific regulated industries. There's one industry has six regulators underneath it, and we understand the ability to look across 6 different regulators to think about the common things that are common to your business, and what are the stakeholder problems across the line, and how can we map that into a solution set. You typically might have that at a strategic level. You're certainly aware of it, but is your team aware of it enough to implement it? We can do that for you, because we can leverage the knowledge that's in the economy and financials to help in the challenges that are in the economy and financials in both growth and risk management. So, quick words out, DCarsonCPA is a broad line of global financial decision-making research. That's important because it comes from the perspective about originally how to use that for the investment lines for industry, nonprofit, NGO, government, and communities. But our avenue for dealing with this is not for investments. It's about the decisions you make from strategic and operational level, respective to where you are with your industry, NGO, nonprofit, or government. It's a line of services, applied research, and outreach that can plug in, help in compliant ways with your business needs. You didn't know it was there until we reached out to you just now. But DCarsonCPA is your line. We're on your side to help on needs in the economy and financials. We believe that if we help you to succeed more, the opportunities for growth, for improvement for individuals and families will be there more commonly. So we're trying to help on growth, to be a part of that engine, and to help all stakeholders find a better line, as we also work on the individual segmented service lines. It's your choice to connect or not to connect, or to find value in other lines, but we're going to tell you the difference of these lines is the ability to map large strategy into a lean platform, and then to even impart that in teams. So what one person can accomplish here is quite substantial from the lines of that knowledge. The ability to put behind us a small team engaged as a snap-in project unit to your entity could be quite impressive to help in your needs and growth and risk management, as well as getting the team aligned for strategic and operational needs, and working through the financials, through data, and through communications change, which are inherent in your business. The fact is that where you are today, the economy and financials is changing. You have innovation all around you. You have the changing lines of what's in your organization. I know that inside of the organization, the ways that we deal with ERP systems and massive systems is sometimes not the most efficient it can be. So there's tons of engineering opportunities to work internally. And the difference we bring is a lot of engineers go from engineering into accounting. We come the back way, from audit to CFO controlling, going into engineering, thinking about the quant lines, thinking about that important point where the economy, policy, and entity needs connect to support community needs, because that's why you're doing the compliance, is to help the communities that you support, where there's clients out there, there's vendors and your business partners, to try and help them to meet the needs that they have to define structure around your business in terms of governance, risk, and compliance. We have project team lines that are about the IT challenges, about risk plus cyber. Those are big challenges. They happen on financial levels, with the tax data, with security of data, with health data. They happen on the level of just being there for conventional challenges, things that are well beyond our control, but are certainly things that we need to have in risk awareness from insurance cycles. They're there for the cyber challenges, as I mentioned, which is about how do you connect what used to be the black box lines of audit and working with financial lines, compliance, versus that black box of IT and sending the IT auditors. You can't do that anymore. You need to have people engaged in intermesh teamwork. So those lines, as well as the outlier lines of VUCA risk, which is a lot of more complex stuff, so we're not going to focus on that here. But those lines all together, what do you need to bring it together? You got specialists in all these places, no doubt, but cross-functional analysts are less common. We come in the cross-functional analyst piece, snap us in, we can help on that piece. That's the most advanced and strategic point. The rest of it is basic projects, CFO, project management lines, financials, accounting, taxes, compliance. We're here for you. I'm Dean Carson, lots of lines on research at DCarsonCPA on the web. We're here to help your needs today in economy and financials.